Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Basics of Physics by Professor Vikiran Latte. In our thermodynamics lecture series, today we will be discussing derivation for efficiency of an diesel engine. In our earlier lecture we had seen how diesel engine works. In our today's lecture we will be going ahead with the derivation of an efficiency of diesel engine. So let us start with the today's session. First of all, we'll just recap our previous lectures. In our previous lecture, we had seen what is heat engine. Heat engine is nothing but it is a device which is used to convert heat energy into the mechanical work done. In case of an heat engine, we have a hot reservoir at a temperature T1, which is relatively higher, which is called as a source, and some amount of heat is taken from it. Let us say Q1 amount of heat is taken from it, and this amount of heat it is given to the heat engine. What heat engine does? Heat engine does is it takes some amount of heat and it convert into the work, and some amount of heat is rejected to the sink, which is relatively low at lower temperature T2 as compared to the source. So in any kind of an heat engine, the efficiency of an heat engine is nothing but the output amount of work will be getting for a given amount of heat supplied to the system. So eta, that is the efficiency, can be written as W upon amount of heat provided. In this case it is Q1, so it is W upon Q1. We know that work done is nothing but the Q1 minus Q2, that is amount of heat given to the system minus amount of heat rejected to the sink. So it is Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1. If you further simplify this, you will get 1 minus Q2 upon Q1. We'll be using this expression for the purpose of deriving an expression for an efficiency of an diesel engine. Now, for your better understanding purpose, I had shown over here a schematic of a diesel engine, which shows the fourth cycle. The first one is charging of a charging stroke, second one is compression stroke, which is shown with a blue color, third working stroke, which is shown with a red color, and last one is the exhaust stroke. So during this one the piston moves in a four ways, so that is why it is called as a four-stroke engine. So you can see in this type of an engine you have a three valves, I1, I2 and I3. I1 valve is used for the air purpose, I2 valve is used for the oil purpose or fuel purpose, and I3 valve is used for the exhaust purpose. This we have already discussed in our earlier lecture. You can search into the YouTube how does diesel engine works. You will get a video lecture prior to this lecture. We have uploaded that lecture. You can go through that lecture for further information. If you compare this diesel engine with a petrol engine, but diesel engine does not have a spark plug, whereas in case of an petrol engine you have a spark plug in between the valve I1 and I2. This we have given in our earlier lecture how petrol engine works, that is Otto cycle working and its derivation of an efficiency. Further, for your information, these are the some of the differences between the Otto engine and the diesel engine. The most important thing between the diesel engine and the petrol engine is that efficiency of an diesel engine is higher as compared to the efficiency of an petrol engine. We had already seen an expression for an efficiency of an Otto engine or efficiency of a petrol engine. In our today's lecture, we will be discussing a derivation for an efficiency of a diesel engine. So let us start with the today's expression of efficiency of a diesel engine. If you consider the diagram shows a schematic of a diesel engine which is given over here, and this diesel engine, it consists of a valve I1, I2 and I3. This diesel engine's cycle, it consists of 6 operations from A0 to A, from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, and again from A to A0. So these are total 6 operations which are divided into 4 stroke of an engine, which are nothing but the charging stroke, compression stroke, working stroke and exhaust stroke. Now we will go ahead with the derivation of an efficiency of a diesel engine. Now in order to derive an expression for an efficiency of a diesel engine, we will be assuming few things. What we are assuming is that during then every stage of this change or cycle, we are assuming that this change is reversible, and the fuel, which is oil in this case, and working substance, which is air in case of a diesel engine, this mixture of air and oil vapors, it acts as an perfect gas in during the all the operations. Okay, so these two are the major assumptions which are using while deriving the expression for an efficiency of a diesel engine. Now if you consider the first operation, that is A0 to A, which we call it as an charging stroke, in which air is taken inside the chamber, and the change in this diagram, it is shown with A0 to A. Similarly, the sixth operation from A to A0, that is which is the reverse of operation number 1. So operation 1 and operation 6 are opposite, so they will cancel each other during the process. Now if you consider in this process or in a diesel cycle, during the change BC and during the change DA, these are the two changes during which heat is absorbed and from the source, and heat is transferred to the surrounding respectively. So along the change BC, let us say Q1 amount of heat is absorbed from this source, and this heat can be written in terms of a specific heat, because specific heat at a constant pressure, because the change BC is occurring at a constant pressure. So let us say Cp is the specific heat at a constant pressure. So you can write down Q1 is equal to mCp into Tc minus Tb, that is a change in temperature from going from point B to point C. Now for the change dA, what you can consider is, let us say amount of heat Q2 is transferred to the surrounding during this change. So along the change dA, the amount of heat transferred to the surrounding Q2 is equal to mCV. Now here in this case we are using a specific heat at a constant volume, because this change dA, it is occurring at a constant value. VA is equal to VD. So it is, the change is happening at a constant volume. So for this purpose, the molar specific heat at constant volume is used, and the change in temperature, it is Td minus Ta. Now this equation I had written you for your references. Now we know that the efficiency of an diesel engine, it is nothing but the Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1. Now this you further simplify, then it will becomes 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So if you substitute the value of Q2 and Q1 in this expression, so value of Q2, it will be mCv Td minus Ta, and in case of Q1 the value is mCp Tc minus Tb. Further this m and this m, it will get cancelled. So further you can simplify this equation as eta is equal to Cv in bracket Td minus Ta divided by Cp in bracket Tc minus Tb. Now we know that ratio of specific heat at a constant pressure to the specific heat at a constant volume, this is nothing but the adiabatic ratio gamma, and if you substitute that in this equation, then eta is equal to, you will get 1 minus 1 upon gamma Td minus Ta upon Tc minus Tb. Let us call this as an equation number 1, because we will be using this equation in the latter part of the presentation. Now as if you consider the change Cd, this is the change Cd. If you consider this change Cd, during this change Cd, the point C and point D, they lies on the same adiabatic curve. So you can apply the adiabatic relation between the temperature and volume, that is Tc Vc raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to Td Vd raised to gamma minus 1. If you transfer this TD on one side, on the rest of the terms on the other side. This VD is multiplied on this side. If you transfer from this side to this side, it will become VC upon VD raised to gamma minus 1. This we can write down further, TC in bracket 1 upon rho E to the power gamma minus 1. Now see, in this expression it is VC and VD. If you consider from VC to VD, we are going, in this case, the volume of the mixture, it is increasing from VC to VD. It is an expansion. So if you write down this one, so it is VD upon VC, that is nothing but it is called as an expansion ratio. So if you substitute it in this equation, it will be 1 upon rho E in this case. So you'll get an expression TD is equal to TC in bracket 1 by rho E to the power gamma minus 1. Let us call this as an equation number 2. Now similarly, if you consider the curve AB, if you consider the point A and point B, they also lies on the same adiabatic curve. Now we will substitute this value, this adiabatic relation for this curve TA and TB. So this you can rewrite as an TA VA raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to TB VB raised to gamma minus 1. We can further simplify this in order to get a value of TA. Why we are interested in TD and TA? Because if you look at the numerator, it is TD and TA. So we are interested to find out the value of TD and TA. So in equation number 2, we have find out the value of TD. Now we will be finding out the value of TA. From this one, if I substitute, if I rearrange this equation, then we can get TB into VB upon VA raised to gamma minus 1. If you further simplify this, VB upon VA, so it is a volume at this point B, which is VB, and VA is the volume at the point A. So if you consider VB upon VA, that is nothing but the volume from B to A, volume is decreasing, so you can call it as an compression ratio. So VA upon VB, we are calling it as an compression ratio. This if you write it in this equation, so it will be TB up into 1 by rho C to the power gamma minus 1. Let us call this as an equation number 3. Now we have a equation number 2, equation number 3 along with the equation number 1. Now we have written this equation 1, 2 and 3 in this equation. Now what we will do, we will substitute the value of equation 2 and equation 3 in the equation number 1. So if you write it in this equation, so what you will get, eta as it is, so it is eta is equal to 1 minus 1 upon gamma as it is. Instead of TD and TA, we will substitute the value of TD and TA. So if you write down that, it will be TC 1 upon rho E to the power gamma minus 1. This we had written as it is, minus TA, value of TA is nothing but TB into 1 by rho C to the power gamma minus 1, and denominator TC minus TB, it is as it is. Now let us call this as an equation number 4. Okay. Now if you consider the curve BC, in this curve BC, if you consider from point B to point C, the volume is increasing from VB to VC, but during this process the pressure of the system remains constant. So it is an isobaric process. So for this process we can write the general gas equation, which is nothing but the PV is equal to RT, and as pressure is constant, so it is R by P. If I transfer P from this side to this side, it will be P by R by P, and if I transfer this T from this side to this side, it will get divided. So it is we can write down T upon V, we can write T upon V is equal to some constant number. Now from this one, if I apply this change to the process BC, then we can write TC upon VC is equal to TB upon VB, because along this process pressure is constant, it is only the volume and temperature which is changing. So its ratio, if you take, it will be a constant ratio for a isobaric process. Now what we will do, this Tc upon Tb will keep as it is on this side, because we are just transferring this Tb from this side to this side, it will get divided, and this Vc, if I transfer from this side to this side, it will go to the numerator. So Tc upon Tb, it will be Vc upon Vb. Now if you further simplify, if you multiply and divide by the term Va to this equation, then it will be Va into Vc as it is, Vb as it is into Va. Now we know that for point A and point D, these are nothing but these are the same points. So the volume at these 2 points, it will be same. So for Va is equal to Vd, if you substitute it in this equation, then Tc upon Tb equation we can rewrite as Va upon Vb as it is. Instead of Vc, we will write Vc as it is, and instead of Va, we will write down Vd. So we know that from our earlier slide, Vc is nothing but the Va upon Vb, that is a compression ratio. From going from A to B, the volume goes on reducing, so it is a compression. And if you consider Vd upon Vc, that is nothing but the compression ratio, because Vd from C point to D point, it's the volume which goes on increasing, that is why it is an expansion ratio. Now if you substitute it in this equation, so Tc upon Tb is equal to, first term it represents a rho c, and the second term Vd upon Vc is nothing but the rho e. So instead of Vd upon Vc, it is Vc upon Vd. So if you substitute, that will be 1 upon rho e. From this one we can write down the value of Tc, which will come out to be Tb into rho c upon rho e. We are just transferring this Tb from this side to this side, it will get multiplied to this one. Let us call this as an equation number 5. Now we have equation 5, and we will substitute this equation 5 in the equation 4. Equation 5 is nothing but Tc is equal to Tb into rho c upon rho e, and the equation 4, which we have derived in our earlier slide, that is Tc into 1 upon rho e to the power gamma minus 1 into Tb into 1 upon rho c to the power gamma minus 1 divided by Tc minus Tb as it is. This is your equation number 4. Now we will substitute this value of equation 5 in the equation number 4. So if I do that calculation, instead of Tc we need to write down Tb into rho c by rho e. So in the first term we had written Tb into rho c by rho e. In the second term, Tb as it is, we had written Tb as it is, into 1 upon rho c to the power gamma minus 1, this term as it is. At the denominator it is Tc, so instead of Tc we will substitute that value. It is Tb into rho c by rho e minus Tb as it is. Now see, at the numerator Tb is there in the first term, second term. Also in the denominator Tb is there. What we will do, we will take Tb common from the numerator and denominator, and we will cancel that one. So Tb will cancel from the numerator and with the denominator Tb. So you will just get 1 minus 1 upon rho. This rho c by rho e, it will be as it is. This bracket term will be as it is, minus this bracket term will be as it is. At the denominator, this rho c by rho e, we are writing it as it is, and minus 1. Now if we multiply numerator and denominator by 1 upon rho c, because in the first term you have a rho c over here, here also you have a rho c. So if you multiply numerator and denominator by 1 upon rho c, this rho c and multiplied by rho c, it will cancel. So in the first term you will get 1 upon rho e into 1 upon rho e to the power gamma minus 1. Now if you use the laws of simple indices, this rho e to the power gamma minus 1, rho e to the power 1, this minus 1 and this rho e to the power plus 1, it will cancel, so leading to the first term 1 upon rho e to the power gamma, minus sign we are writing as it is, into 1 upon rho c to the power gamma minus 1. If we are multiplying by the rho c, then this rho c and this rho c to the power gamma minus 1, it will become 1 upon rho c to the power gamma. and if you multiply to the denominator, then it will be 1 upon rho E minus 1 upon rho C. Now this is the expression for the efficiency of an diesel engine, which is nothing but the eta is equal to 1 minus 1 by gamma in bracket 1 upon rho E to the power gamma minus 1 upon rho C to the power gamma divided by 1 upon rho E minus 1 upon rho C. Thank you students, that's it for the today's session. I hope you have understood the today's derivation for the expression of an efficiency of a diesel engine. If you like the video, please hit the like button in our channel, and I also request all you people, if you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section of this video. We'll stop here for the today's session. Thank you.